Okay, this was a fun one, a long time coming. So we got 9 lenses, same scene, same camera on my Nikon ZR, and the differences, they did surprise me. So it's wide open and stop down on each lens, and then a side-by-side comparison. So you can take a look for yourself and see, did it surprise you, and what's the best lens for your shooting style? All right, so quick setup. I grabbed the lenses that I actually own and use, Nikon, Sony, a couple Anamorphics, because I just really wanted to know like which one of these lenses gives me the best image, the best character, and the easiest workflow for the stuff that I shoot. So everything you're about to see, it's the same scene, the same lighting. I'm not trying to make anything look better, look worse. I don't have a dog in the fight there. Just want to show you what each one actually does. And so the structure is this. I broke it down into 2 parts. First, just solo clips so you can get the look and feel, and then split screen so you can see wide open on one side and stop down on the other side. And then I matched the white balance and the exposure as closely as I could. It's interesting because each lens renders color slightly differently, so they're very, very close, but there are some small nuances. And that's kind of the beauty of seeing the test too, is you get to see how they render in the real world. So some interesting things to look for in this test is obviously sharpness is always important, but the contrast, I found that really interesting. And then the color is actually fairly different between some of these. Bokeh, a little more expected, and then finally the flaring, interesting, in the highlight roll-off. All right, let's run it. All right, time to shake things up in the comments. So the best overall lens, the 50-1.8, it just works, period. It just works. That said, how do you beat the Viltrox with that bokeh for that price? Tell me something that can beat that. I don't see anything out there that can compete with it for that price and that performance. I just don't. And I love going everywhere with the 28, so small, so easy to use, but after this test, I'm gonna continue doing that. So sharp, and it looks so good. Obviously the 100mm was the only macro in this test, but if you've ever used the 90mm Sony, this is light years ahead of that. And then finally, the Mantis is such an easy to use anamorphic, and it looks great. But that said, for me, the Cato, it's a little bit more cumbersome, but it is such a beautiful lens and has such great character that I'm gonna use that every time, even though it's a little bit more difficult. All right, so that was it. And pretty simple this time around. I'm thinking about doing a different video with skin tones, backlighting, flare, and motion on these same lenses, because that's where you can really see them come to life and show their personality. So if you want to see that, just let me know, put it in the comments. And then other than that, just tell me what you thought looked best of these, you know, but tell me what you thought before you saw my picks, because I'm curious to know if we saw the same thing. And you know how it is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Maybe you saw something that I didn't. So let's keep the dialogue going, and we'll see you in the next one.